No, 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 not at all. I'm saying if we're talking shop, it's official. I gotta capture this for posterity.
All right.
All right.
Well,
So,
let's
which welding are you
we going
talking
to the
about?
shipyard.
The welding at the small at the what are we calling it? The airport, the space dock, the shipyard. That's not the shipyard. I guess it's the ship landing pad.
The
Where-
landing pad, I guess,
yeah.
is probably what I would call it anyway.
All right. So we're talking about the
So,
landing pad, the garage, the tunnel, or the elevator. Because we got a lot of things that are like
okay.
framed out.
Well, at, and you're taught when you say the tower, you're talking about the control tower.
So
Okay.
yeah. So there's
The-
the control tower, the landing pad. There's the garage, the tunnel, and the elevator.
All right. Well, the elevator, we're not going to be able to do with a ship, I don't think. So, and you had a plan for that to attach welders to the elevator, and the first time we send it up, it welds in all the grids, right?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's like, hey, let's test the elevator shaft. Let's test the lift and see if it works. And while we're sending it up, put welders on the sides of it, and it will finish welding the walls for us as it goes up.
Right. Okay. So that part, I think we ought to do that, or when John gets in and gets things set up, I think we could do that.
Darn Girl
What
Scout
I'm
cookies.
talking, yeah, well, and Jeff's off today, so he's probably going to be over playing Satisfactory sometime today.
Yeah, and I only
Um,
have 8 days until we got to go watch kids.
okay. Well, the parts that I'm talking about is, I guess, the other three pieces: the control tower, the landing pad or flight deck, whatever
Hmm.
you want to call it, and the garage. Um, I was thinking if I put together something similar to what I had with the miner with the only two drills, the blue ship, rest her soul, Ice Blue. Okay, let's call her by her name. Anyway, uh, with something like that, I think it could be modified to work so that you can load the entire ship up with steel plate, and then either, depending on which way you put the welders on, you can either weld horizontally or vertically. And I
So
think
I I tried that on the Arctic base runway, and what I ended up with was a rover that had 3 welders on the front,
okay,
and on the back was 2 small grid, large cargo containers, and then a connector. So you'd charge up, you'd fill up on steel sheets, and then you would just drive across the runway.
okay,
And you really have to drive slow
hmm,
because it does take a little bit of time for
sure,
that thing to sit there and go clack, 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 over and over again.
right. And
Um,
we don't have any elite welders,
yeah,
which are like boom, 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 boom.
yeah, and a bigger area too.
Yeah. Well, that's all fine and good. I understand that, and
But the only advice
having
that
a
I could give you from that is that having the welders on a rover with wheels and 90 degrees, I think the welders have to be pushed out more because I put them right like alongside the driver's cockpit,
hmm,
and like that wasn't enough of a boom to reach out across,
hmm,
to like ensure the stability of the rig. And then the
okay,
other problem happened as I was welding. All those steel plates started to disappear, and you had to worry then about being front heavy.
okay,
So I'm not sure. I think it's an interesting thing because you have to achieve a bit of balance, between like it has to be maneuverable when empty and when full and in between.
Mm-hmm.
So it is an interesting challenge. The other thing that I had thought of was you could put the front welders on a rotor, so that you know bring them down, to enough of an angle that they can touch the ground to weld, but not
Mm-hmm.
enough to hit it.
Okay.
So there's some interesting. Of
Yeah.
course, you could do a boom with a piston that comes down that raises and lowers it too. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of
Well,
options in that.
yeah, and there's a few challenges to overcome too, because that ice blue was set up. Ice will pass through any size port. You know, it'll go through big, it'll go through small, but the steel plates will only go through a large port. So having the connector underneath the cockpit isn't going to work for loading the ship, because it can come in to the connector, and then there's a large connector on the bottom, or a large port on the bottom of the cockpit. But to go out the back and into the storage containers, it's got to go through a small port, and that is not going to work. So the connector is going to have to be moved to a different location so that it'll be able to pull in the steel plates.
So here's a
And
suggestion: build a catamaran.
mm,
So you have a connector, two medium cargo containers, and then the welder, or a hinge and a welder.
yeah, well, I got a couple of ideas, and I can
Well, I
go
can't wait to
over.
see them.
Okay.
Do you need
Well,
help building them, or you're good?
um, I think I can start working on them, and lay one out, in grid form, and see, well, is this going to work? Or, because you visualize something, and then it's like when you get into the real world, it's like,
Give me
oh,
2 seconds. I'll
okay.
be right back. There's a coffee break.
Oh, okay. It's up to date. Mhm.
I'm sorry, she was on a coffee break from her Zoom calls, and I wanted to run up and get a hug.
Okay.
Ah, give me a hug.
Who the heck? Hi, Medallion. Who the heck are you? Never met you before. You know this person, Jim?
Yeah, they are. There's a lot of people in the community here that we love.
Okay.
Oh,
Medallion, happy Monday.
hey, Jim, Strapper, Jim. Hey,
So,
guess
Medallion, what are you up to?
was gonna play some more Space Engineers before Riders comes up.
You want to come hop on the server with us and see what we're doing?
Or not Space Engineers. I'm sorry. Breath Edge. Yeah.
Breath Edge, otherwise known as I have a chicken and a spacesuit.
Oh, I saw that
So
one. That one was advertised on Steam this morning. It's on sale, I think.
Yeah, it's a space puzzler, but it's got a sense of humor about it.
Mhm.
it's hilarious. I'm like trapped in the story because you gotta like figure out what the fuck happened. And you have to survive. So everything, everything can kill you. Like it's crazy. It's so intuitive. Like you have to find okay, you start out and what happened is there's this I don't know, it's like a space liner. It's like I I don't know what happened. And I wouldn't tell you even if I did. But it's like a space liner crashed, okay?
Okay.
And you're trying to figure out what the fuck happened to it. You're a survivor, so your ship crashed, and it looks like there was more than one spaceship, and it's like something limny snickets the whole thing, and everybody's dead.
Hmm.
Like everybody, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So,
like it's fucked up. Like you find the dead bodies, and they die in the most fucked up ways.
Hmm.
Crowbar, if I could interject for a second, Medallion is also a large-scale builder in these games.
Wow.
And Medallion, could you tell us about your large-scale Satisfactory last project, the city you were building?
Oh yeah, that thing was massive, dude. You know why I stopped? Because I
Well, the game
found
can't
out.
handle it.
No, well, no, it's not that because they were doing load testing on my file. The developers were. I stopped because I got tipped off about the updates, and I stopped because it would have broke everything if I had proceeded.
Hmm.
So where I was in a sweet spot, you know what I mean, to where I could go back and pick up, and it wouldn't really affect anything.
Well, that's good.
But here's an interesting thing about Medallion. He and I are two different types of mindset when it comes to games. See, he has a plan, and he's like the architect.
Mhm.
Whereas I am like the, hey, come on in, let's see what we can do when everybody gets
Oh, you
here.
play Valheim?
See, I think the two styles are pretty interesting because, like, Medallion has a plan, and when it all comes together, it all fits the plan.
Yeah, that's
And
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
yeah,
here, I'm going to show you a picture of my Valheim build. No, it's
wait,
working
you're playing Valheim and not on our Valheim server? My God,
out.
man, why would you diss us like that?
No, because people 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 can't build like I build. I was just enjoying the game. Look at my Valheim build. I posted it in the Valheim Discord, the picture of it,
Yep, that is a um,
medallion build.
crowbar. If you look at that, because I know you've seen some of the pictures of what the guys have done with Scotty and Natme.
Holy
Yeah, I'm
schmoly.
not sure
That's
about the other one.
huge.
Yeah,
Is that a great hall on the right there?
No, I haven't even built a Great Hall. I haven't even finished it. That's
That,
actually a
that
tap.
that's only a
That's
half great hall, huh?
no, not even that. No, it's not a Great Hall. That's the tavern.
you see how he's got the
Oh,
roof with the fireplace for the smoke venting?
Right, yeah, the
Okay,
vent.
that is like
okay.
that
So
is done. That is done the way it's supposed to be, because see, he builds so that like those walls are gonna line up because he takes the time that if he had built that roof and it didn't match up, he would have torn the whole thing down, made the building a block wider, and
Did
started
that
back up.
with the building with the beehives. That's what I did. I had to cut it in half because it didn't line up when I was learning. It didn't line up, so I tore the whole thing in half and I built it. The canal actually has. I actually took the time to put the bricks inside the water. So the whole thing, so the stone, actually the canal is stone underneath and underwater, so you can literally walk in there. And the bridges on the edges of the canal actually have slits so that the water can go through, so it's all legit and logical. There's underground passages. I even figured out how to build underground tunnels, which no one has figured out yet. Trade secret. I'll show you.
I'll show you.
So this is a underground passageway. So from the water canal that you see, so from the tavern to the water canal, there's an underground bridge. I mean, an underground passage that you can walk. And it has sconces and underneath there, so it actually lights up.
Have you
It's
seen
just
the root cellar that's been built with all the storage and everything?
yeah, this is way bigger.
Yeah.
I actually figured out I lost the game, so I back up everything now. I lost the game where I built a castle. And the cellar, I figured out how to build the cellar. It has only 6 pillars. I figured out how to build 6 pillars. It was 20 by 20 blocks, which is the biggest anybody's ever done.
Yeah, because the
Um,
game's sort of limited to a 5 by 5. That's why it's better to build like with the core wood and the better wood because the poles are bigger.
No, I figured out how to get around that. So I literally figured out how to build massive structures with wide open spaces. So inside the tavern, there's no supports. There's literally the only massive support in the whole structure is the 4 pillars that hold up the roof in the attic. It's 3 floors. And the only ones is the 4 pillars that hold it up in the attic and the one long fireplace that goes in the center of the whole building. Um, but everything else is wide open. No one else I've seen. I've checked out hundreds of people's games and stuff. No one's been able to do what I've done.
So Crowbar, can you see why we love Medallion here?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
See, here's the thing. He's not building that way to gloat over other people. He's telling you, and because I love it. I love that he does it. It's, hey,
It's
I
a good
found a
idea.
way. I'm doing it. I want to know when other people do it differently and how they do it so we can all learn together.
Well, that's.
yeah.
Yeah, he's.
Hang on, I got to go grab another cup of coffee. I'll be back in a
Oh, this is
minute
a
or
two
two.
coffee cup story
Oh, and
any
I
day.
also got to go do the base, so I'll be back in 10 minutes. Say,
All right.
sorry, went from a couple minutes to at least 10.
That is
Be
a
back.
great picture, man.
Yeah. Strappa. So get this, right? The court case, right?
Hold on. We're on stream here, man. Let me mute what you're talking about. I
Oh,
gotta hold on.
okay.
Let me mute the
My bad.
stream. Let me go to intermission and we're Yeah, and it's like you picked up on. He's not bragging. He's excited to share. You know,
Mhm.
it's
You're still laughing about Scotty, aren't you?
I know he just sent me a message.
Oh, thanks a lot, Jim, huh? Why did you bring him over here?
I know. So now I just sent Scotty a series of just bold-faced lies. You know, he wanted to play with you guys. He loved what you posted.
Uh-huh.
Let's just pile the lies on even more. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now I'll do this because this is just this. Give me 2 seconds. Here, I'll drag you up so you can hear it. Hey, Medallion.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, man. Would it be bad of me if I asked you to start a second character so that you didn't override us with all the great gear that you got? Because we
Um,
can. I mean, right where we spawn is the first boss right there. You can hit the portal, go to the second locker. You could gear up, and then we could do the second boss. Probably within the first 2 hours, you'd have the first two bosses done.
To redo the bosses. We can get him up silver gear.
Yeah, we
I
just.
can grab my silver gear. That's not a problem. I'm not starting a new character because if you start a new character, I lose all my stats, my leveling, and it makes my weapons weaker.
Yeah, here's the. You understand? We just don't want anybody to come in with anything that overpowers what we haven't unlocked yet.
No, 100%. No, I'm
All right, man.
cool with that.
Yeah.
Cool with that. I'm
Hey,
not trying.
I'm not worried about you being cool. I know you'd be great with it. I mean, because I mean, we've all played with you before, man. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm just saying. Whatever it is, just that's the thing. Because like we had a guy join. There's another guy in the group who joined us for a raid the other night. Like we made sure that nobody even touched his tombstone to accidentally unlock a recipe from any of the gear he had.
Oh yeah. No. The only way you can unlock a recipe, but that's why I was talking about the gear. Like, the only way to unlock a recipe is not even through gear. The only way to unlock the recipe is if you pick up the materials. So
Yeah,
as long
yeah,
as
yeah. We just didn't
it's,
want to. Yeah, we didn't want anybody to make a mistake and unlock something by accident. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, man. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
There you go. just, Scotty's just. I get a kick out of all of them. Because again, no one here is going to get along with anybody. They are all going to fight from time to time. They're all going to be disagreement. I'm just glad when they're not arguing with me. you know, because I get that enough. All right, so are you working on your welding ship?
Not yet. I was having a little problem, and I came in here. I'm checking the Toxic Revenger. Yesterday, when I took it off the connector over there, it was doing the slowly sinking thing. It had enough thrust, and it would hover, and then as soon as you moved, when you stopped again, it would start slowly sinking down to the ground.
That's weird.
And I've had that happen on a number of ships before, and
Did you have
generally the
dampeners
next day
disabled or something?
No, they're on.
Oh.
And it happened to John on the other server. It happened to me on the other server. I don't know that Jeff ever had that situation. He'd build a ship, he'd take it out, he'd crash it before he ever had a chance to try and hover with it. But anyway, it seems to be hovering just fine today, and that's usually what happened. You build the ship, the first day it does that, you come in the next day, and everything's okie dokie. So it looks like it's good. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to go set things up to start trying to build that welding ship. So
Could I bother you in the mine by the drill rig for a second?
Sure, I'll be right down there. Let me just get this thing hooked back to this connector. And John just joined, but he's going to Satisfactory.
Oh,
Yeah, well. Yeah, and this morning when I came in here, the on-off switch on my hotbar for all of the atmospheric thrusters had turned into that silly accordion tube thing.
yeah, I don't know
So
what that is.
Just once in a while, he just gets it in its teeth, and he's like, "Hey, I'm not working for you. You can come back later and try and fix me, and then I'll give you some help. But for right now, you're out of luck."
I wonder if there's something in a
Alright,
mod that
coming
we're
down.
running that prevents that from happening. And, well, let me know when you're at the drill head
Okay.
or the drill wall.
Okay, I am at the drill wall.
All right, come back a little bit, and you should get to where I am.
Inventory full.
Okay, there's the drill rig. I don't see your signal. Up, I see some lights down there, though.
Inventory full.
Oh, you're in the wall.
Yeah, see if you can come back to me. Can you get in there at all?
It looks like there's a hole here, but there isn't. Oh, there's a tube down there. Okay. All right.
Inventory full.
Okay, I see a tube line going in there, and then there's a riser.
Okay.
There's grids here that are blocking my path through. Maybe I can sneak through here.
Let me know if you can't sneak. If you can't sneak, I'll tear one out.
Inventory full.
Well, I could open this up a little bit more over here and get through, but
Well, you don't want to open it because I'm using the. I have a collector down here.
Okay.
Bringing in all the magnesium. But if I can tear a grid out, and you can
yeah,
come up
yeah.
and replace the grid.
Hold on a second, Mike.
I just took one of the grids out.
I think we do somewhere. Look underneath the sink in the bathroom downstairs. I'll do it later. Okay. All right. Yeah, let me come up there. Okay, so we're mining upwards, and we'll just let it all fall into the collector.
Yep, we are clearing out the magnesium room.
So how far? Okay, let me get my drill out so I can see where the magnesium is. Come on. There it is.
It's about 80 meters up, and we're letting it fall down.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So,
Welcome to the magnesium room.
yeah. Yep.
Now this is the way to mine. Let it fall down a hole. Oh geez, I just got invisible ground. The voxels all went up there. Okay, it's back.
And then the question is that enough magnesium?
Yeah, that's probably a valid question. I think this is going to be plenty magnesium. Although you don't get a lot of powder from magnesium, it seems to you process a ton of it and you get 100 bags or 100 kilograms of powder. Well, that could be just EWD also. They may have tweaked the production numbers, so I don't know what it is here.
Isn't that a shame? You use a module for so long that you forget what the vanilla numbers are that it compares to.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right, I'm almost out of power. Can I show you where the exit is?
Just here, let me cut some rocks, and you can just follow them where they fall.
Well, no, because that'll take you down to the bottom of the tunnel.
Oh, there's an exit at the top? Oh, yeah, that's right, because this is the one that we already opened up, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
actually very close. Matter of fact, I was just looking at it just a second ago.
I think I got a GPS for the entrance. Let me see.
Yeah, I do too. It's right here. Here it is. Just straight up this tunnel.
Oh, okay.
And you're outside in the rain.
Yeah, it is coming down, isn't it? That's nice.
So?
I like that. I'm glad you thought of that. You know, it makes it.
And you can see the base because the buildings have gotten big enough. You can also see that tree, apparently. Hey, look at that. I made it back to the base even quicker. There's an upside to everything.
Well, you know what? I'm going to pop over and tell John and Jeff that I'll join them in about an hour. About 11 o'clock here or so. Just before the, probably just before the restart. So that I can get some work done maybe on that welder ship. See what I can come up with. Okay. Oh, and I slapped another battery on that Izzy rover out there.
You know, you can always shut it off. Well, then the beacon will die, I guess.
Yeah. I put a large battery smack on top of it, made it a little top heavy, but hey, it'll keep it alive long enough that we can figure out how we want to, how to get the connector done with the, do you have an idea of how that works when you use a rotor to connect it to a base?
I have an idea, but we'll have to figure it out.
Okay.
I mean, that's the fun of it. We'll have to figure it out. All right, so the question is, how much magnesium do we have? Let's see. 25,000 kilograms. That's a huge amount just from that little run in that cave.
Well, there's 25,000 kilograms of it sitting in the ore container, and there's some organic over there too, which I will go and retrieve.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was trying to figure out how much we mined out of that little room there. There was none when we started.
Okay.
So just from that little collector and drilling a hole that I started doing when I was talking to you, 25,000 kilograms of it rolled down that little connection. I mean, it's amazing sometimes how quickly, you can gather material. And it'd be even more if you sent a miner over, but.
I think hand mining gets the short shift a lot of times in this, because you can actually get a lot done hand mining if you don't using that type of system to haul the stuff into the base. I mean, because if you gotta take a backpack full, fly back, you're getting killed on your travel time.
Yeah.
So, okay, so gotta do some changes in the refinement.
So I'm adding another row here so that I can fix the legs on the tower. So they're not sitting at that odd, you know, because the tower's 6x6 above. So I'm fixing the legs so that they're 6x6 on the bottom.
Oh, but on the bottom to get to the inlet side.
So how long are you guys going to be playing Satisfactory? You think that's the game for the rest of the year, or just a few days, or
Well,
like, is there any way to tell?
it's totally up to Jeff, you know, because the reason he says, you know, well, I don't want to play Space Engineers because what are you going to do? What you going to go to another place and build another base, and then you're going to go to another place and build another base, and that's exactly what's happening in Satisfactory right now. I mean, he hasn't explored the whole map yet, but he didn't explore the whole world. I mean, he didn't go to a bunch of the planets that are available here before he decided that, well, it's just more of the same.
Well, I took him to Europa to let him, or the alien planet, to let him, you know, when he was looking for a place to spawn here the first time, and he had never been there. He didn't even know the spiders were in the game. So, like, I wasn't sure what to. Like, it's interesting because it's like, you two guys seem. It's a very interesting dynamic, all of you. You're just.
I guess that's one way to put it. Yeah.
Well, but yeah, the thing that makes it interesting is that he's the one that I encountered first. So,
Right. Yeah.
like, I assumed that he would have been. Yeah, I assume he would have been recruiting like minds. You know. Oh, sorry, I got another call. So that was the dentist calling to confirm a hygienist appointment, but the hygienist hurt her back. I just get a kick out of Scotty.
Oh, is he still whining about medallion? Or?
Yeah, hold on. Let me move us back up there a second. Do you mind?
No, go ahead.
Hey, man, you messaged me. All I got was that you loved me. What was that? Viking, did you get it? Did he explain to you the underground tunnel building thing he was doing?
No, I just said he did it.
Okay,
That's
I didn't
fine.
know.
I'm not that curious, anyways.
Yeah, I didn't know if he had explained it to you. Well, he saw Scotty's ad and he was like, "Can I come join you guys?" And I was like, "Let's talk to Scotty." Where's Scotty at? It looks like he's talking, but I don't hear anything. Scotty, try turning your computer on and off again. See if that fixes the problem. Scotty, your keyboard might your mouse might be muted. Press Alt F4. See if that'll unmute your mouse. Mikey, did you see that picture I posted today with Scotty? They tagged him in.
Which picture?
The rhythm play a song for Scotty for his first day on a new Monday. Sheena Easton's "My Baby Takes the Morning Train." I even posted it on Facebook and tagged him in it.
Gina East.
Yep. My baby takes the morning train. What the hell was I doing here? Oh, I was trying to fix the tower. Tower lights. Yeah, I built this tower 5x5. And then when I got up to the top, I put a 6x6 top on it, and I was like, oh, crap. That ain't gonna work. Viking, anything exciting on your schedule for today?
No, not really.
Wait, have you been to bed yet?
Barely.
Barely.
A little bit. Not really.
Define bed.
Fine bed, yeah. If you mean lean back in the chair a little bit, yeah.
Crowbar, you remember those windows I put up there in the control tower? Do you remember those windows? that's not a good way to start a conversation. Oh, groceries are here. Excuse me. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. Someone ordered groceries. I got to put them away. All right, sorry about that. Grocery order had to be picked up. Or rather brought in. Yeah, I would have assumed some of that stuff was accurate. You know, people find a group and then they leave, and what's left is, what's left. All right. I'm out of hydrogen already. I swear, man, I go through hydrogen way too quick. I don't want any more windows to fall down off the building. Not a good plan.
Putting windows on the ground? What's going on there?
Well, I was cleaning off the tower to make it fit on the 6x6 properly.
Mm-hmm.
So I was cleaning off the uneven number of ledges, and without noticing it, one of the ledge counts was the supports for the windows. So a series of, like, 2 of the windows fell down to the ground. And they weren't very nice about it. They didn't even give me the materials back when I got down there. They just fell all this way and went boom. Alright, so the tower is now symmetrical. Or at least sensical. You know what I could do? I could enclose the whole center of the tower in a column. Ooh, what would that look like? I bet it would be round. Let's see what a column would look like around these things. I mean, never miss the opportunity to put up some columns.
Oh, well, of course not.
Is it a column, though, if it's column, square, square, column? Or corner? You know? I could do it so the stairs keep... I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, sorry.
What are you asking if it's a column?
Well, is it a column
That
if it's a round, 2 squares around 2 squares like that? You know, so it's a rounded square. Or does it have to be perfectly a cylinder? You know?
Don't think it needs
Did you
to be
just
a
fly
perfect
overhead, or
cylinder.
did you just...
What's that? I just went past. I come over and took a look.
Oh,
See
okay.
what she's talking about.
Well, I'm just wondering, how could I make it look like it's held up by a cylinder? But the game only offers rounds. The rounded corner. So if you're making something 4 by, then it's round.
Yeah.
But if it's bigger than 4, then it's got to be... You got to put
It doesn't work.
straights in the on the edges, and then it becomes like a rounded edge square. And I'm just wondering, does that have the same effect?
Well, did you think about the possibility of making it look like it's sitting on multiple columns adjacent to one another? Like use the 4 squares or the 4 rounds to make the column, and then right next to it do another one?
Well, the only problem there is how many columns are supporting it. Because if it's 4 columns, then they go on the 4 sides and the staircase is in the middle. If it's 1 column, I can put the staircase inside of the column, so that the column encloses the staircase.
Energy low.
Like a refill. Suit batteries. I don't know, it's a... Like, we don't have... Like, there's not a single round, like a pipe.
No, there isn't. These. working on giving us anything like that either. But
Well, that's
every
the
once in a while, you get some new stuff, which is nice.
yeah. You would think they could pump out more of them. I mean, I'm sure there's a wealth of them out there somewhere. So I don't know. I've ran guilds in games where my whole purpose was somebody would say that they couldn't find somebody to group with,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be like, well, what are you looking for to group with? You know, I mean, if you tell me that,
I can help you out.
I'm gonna go recruit that level and rank of players. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this goes here. It's gonna look a little weird because the there's a song on here on the standard soundtrack that is very much like a triumphant score. And I swear every time I hear it that the exact same score is in Empyrion, which is another game, in the same genre.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting that there would be that same game in the and of course obviously they're not ripping off another game. And how different do you expect these songs to be?
Question for you: when you're running welders on a ship,
Hmm.
do you need lots and lots of extra batteries, or do they run kind of like the grinders do, where they're not that much draw?
If you look at them, you can see the power requirements. It's actually very low,
Okay.
like almost surprisingly low,
Hmm. Okay.
for what they're doing. Well, it only took 5 iterations to get it semi-right. That's a good track record. Well, what are you building your ship with? Small batteries or large batteries?
I guess they're medium batteries. Because I don't think you get a large battery in small grid.
Yeah, it's the one that's like, it looks like the shape of it. Because in small grid, there's 2 size batteries.
Right.
There's the
small, medium. I think it's called medium, but it's a 3x3x2.
Looks like a D-size battery to me, like a 9-volt battery to me. Like the shape of it. Like
Yeah.
it actually has contacts on the top of it and stuff.
Yep, that's the one. Yeah, that's what I'm using.
I'm not sure how much more that handles compared to putting multiple smalls down. Hey, Ranger Dan, can we ask you a woodland question here?
Go ahead.
Okay, so when you're outside and you have the game sounds turned on, what the hell was that?
I got to turn on the tensor thing on the rotor.
Oh, okay, it's your thing,
I
not mine.
forgot to
I
do
was
it. No,
worried the
it's
tower
mine.
was collapsing on me.
No, it's mine. Okay, share inertia tensor on. Okay. And I never had to do that before, and it's like, okay, let's remember to do it, and I didn't do that, so.
Did you ever play with...
Go ahead.
You never shared the inertia tensor, like you never built off of a... I mean, I've seen you build off of a rotor and a piston.
Sure, all the time. But I never had the noise come up before, or any indication that the thing was trying to tear itself apart.
I wonder if it's because we have other pistons on the base doing stuff. You know, like that big drill rig is part of the base.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So if you're not sharing, you may be competing with all of that. I mean, that could be. So we have. Did you keep your pad when you spawned in,
My
or bookmark
pad,
the location? Yeah, would have given you the location to an outpost, a trading post to go to.
I believe it did, and I believe I put it in my GPS. Let's see. ISTG station.
Okay. That's the only one you have.
Yeah, that's the only one I have.
Okay.
I mean, there might be a data pad around somewhere that has another one on it, but haven't seen it in a while.
Energy low. Energy critical.
It's amazing how that sound carries.
What, the sound of the thrusters?
Well,
Or
the
the
sound of
clink,
like the
clink?
clinking of like you finishing something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
have a second to give your opinion, I would appreciate hearing it.
Okay.
No rush, just whenever you're free.
Are you at the tower?
Yes. So I'm looking for your opinion on the current iteration.
Okay. I like the observation deck. I'm assuming that the railings are going to continue all the way around. And let's see. Okay.
So you're standing outside.
I'm standing right next to the control panels that are in here.
Yeah, I just looked at you there with the where the glass was.
Okay.
I have to replace that glass that I let fall out. At that spot you were just standing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this will be.
Let me look at the rest going down from
I also was specifically looking for your thought on the stairs.
here. Now, at these landings here where you've got these blocks missing, is there going to be like a window in there?
Well,
or
that was kind of my question because let's see where are you at one.
I'm down like one.
Okay, if you come over,
Okay.
I was thinking I could leave this as is, as just a looking out spot in either direction, or I could move the railings out and put
Like a three-sided, like an end, a grid end.
yes,
So you have a railing on each side and the front.
yeah, so that the railing actually goes out to the edge of the building.
That'd be cool. Or wait a minute. Oh, the railing. Okay, I was thinking you were going to put like a balcony almost out there instead.
So like come out from the core of the tower.
It might look hokey because it's only going to be at certain locations. So yeah, I think having it flush, is there going to be a window or not?
I was unsure of any reason to leave a window as opposed to leave it open to the elements. Are you still at that same spot?
Yes, I am.
So here's what I was thinking.
Okay.
I was thinking like this,
Okay.
and then this one over here.
Good. Yeah.
So it doesn't let you hang out in space,
Mm-hmm.
but it does let you get over to the edge and look out.
And go right to the edge.
Yeah, and then take the one out that you're standing on.
Right. Yeah, and just put in a normal one without any railings.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that works better. It's better than I was. Because you may not be able to attach that end out on the side of the building, and then it kind of clutters the lines of the tower itself with these wonky things sticking off only at certain corners.
So then on this edge, I was just going to leave this edge open because there's no way for me to make the tower symmetrical and have this. So this side of the stairs will be open each time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the core, leave it framed or close it in?
I think close the grids that go up in the stack all the way to the top.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we close it in.
Close it in? Okay. Alright, now here comes the interesting part. Is the entire structure going to collapse?
I hope not.
Well, but we took that chance just there
Mm-hmm.
when we tried to put this thing in. Because the question was, you know, what's supporting all that stuff. So that this is what I was wanted your opinion on. Before or like this?
Hold on, my wife's here. I got to do something for her. Be right back. Probably finished about 5-10 minutes ago. All right, I'm back. You need anything else? I'm gonna
Well,
go back to
yeah, is there anything on these headpieces, or are they okay the way they are? Because you made the comment about the clearance when you come down the stairs. Like if you come down these stairs, do any of these, the pieces that you would smack your head into, look, you know, off?
Well, I think if we're going to keep it, let me look out here. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, I think keep leaving them the way they are. It makes those nice square. If we put an angle piece in on that bottom corner to make the headspace up, then it breaks up the consistency of the squares we got going down the tower.
Okay.
So yeah, just leave them alone.
All right, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for asking.
You never know what someone else can see. Or as one of the guys I worked with and game with used to say all the time, you know, the one-eyed man is king in the Valley of the Blind.
Oh yeah. Yes, he is.
Okay, so now John can come over and look at it and go, that don't look right. And we can be like, yeah, it don't. Okay, 8 minutes, a mile away. Can it be done? big money, big money, big money. Leopard tiger panties. Badger drill.
Leopard tiger. Okay.
Asking for a friend. A friend with benefits.
Fair enough.
Coffee, credits, emergency food, plates and sheets.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Five minutes.
Five minutes to restart.
Grab another packet of water while I'm over here. Coffee, emergency food. Grab some space bars. There's food over in ingots number 3. I guess I'll go snag that then, so I can.
Clear that out.
Well, this way I need food, so this way if I snag it, I can. What's going on with this cargo container? There it is. Yeah, if I snag it as my, excuse me, my food of the day here, it'll also clean out the can from. Oh, ingots 3. Oh, that got all back there. I wonder if I threw this in here when I was expanding the. You know, expanded the assembler, so I dumped everything out of my bag. I don't know.
Quite possible.
If not possible, it's at least plausible. Algae soy product. So slow.
Yes, it is. But hey, it's what we've been eating.
I know, but if we had more people, we'd have to put a couple more of these on top of each other.
Yeah, probably.
It accumulates nice, but is that? Oh, that was credits on me. Time to brush your teeth. 1 minute.
Okay. All right. If you, I got the welder ship or the welder ship that I've kind of envisioned laid out over there on the rotor that's I replaced the connector with that the green ship was hanging off of.
Hmm.
And if you could take a look at it and give me your thoughts on it, I'm going to go join Jeff and John over on Satisfactory for a while.
Well,
I
you
will
have a
be
great time.
I will be back later on. I don't know how long I'm going to be gone. First thing I'm going to do is go